July. Why? What was the culprit? Two new cities are issuing vaccine mandates for indoor dining, and Taco Bell announces a new turbocharged store prototype. All of that plus the retail challenge right now on everything we know about retail. Hello, my name is James Cook, coming to you from Indiana. Ebere Anokute is in New York City.
How's it going, James?
It is going very well, my friend. Welcome to Everything We Know About Retail. Of course, I have a frog in my throat. This is the show where we tell you everything we know about retail, 3 things at a time.
Well, James, tell me, what do you know about retail?
Well, you know what, Ebere? I think it's time for the first thing that we know about retail. We're talking about retail sales. And so you probably saw the headline numbers getting announced. These are the preliminary monthly numbers. And we saw a 1.1% drop in retail sales to month to month. And this is in July, from June to July. So you see that, the headlines, and you're thinking, oh, that's not good. Yeah. You read the article, and everything in the articles are like, oh, it's the Delta variant. Shoppers are more cautious than they were earlier in the summer. And that is true, but I was digging in deeper and I found something that I don't think quite backs that up. So one of the resources I look at a lot is this survey run by Morning Consult. They run weekly shopper surveys. One of the questions they ask is, how comfortable are you going to the mall? So since COVID hit, that comfort level was up to plateaued at 66%. And so what I mean is 66% of Americans said, I'm comfortable going to the mall. Okay. That was like a new high in July. Now it's down to 58%, clearly because of the Delta variant. So less people are feeling comfortable. But here's the thing, that high of 66%, that was in July, when we're talking about the retail sales, when retail sales fell by 1.1%. Yeah. So it's probably not the Delta variant. It's probably too soon for that. So what is it? One thing is there's a global shortage of computer chips. I didn't quite realize this, but one of the key components of any new car is a bunch of computer chips. And because of that, because of this shortage, they have not been able to build many new cars. So there's a huge demand for new cars, but there's no supply. So if you take out auto sales from that overall retail sales number, suddenly it's not very much of a drop at all. It's only a 0.4% drop in retail sales from June to July. So that means we shouldn't be blaming the Delta variant. We should be blaming supply chain issues. So it's still COVID's fault, but it's a different cause. Yeah. What that means, though, is the Delta variant hasn't really affected retail sales yet, but it's probably going to affect them in next month's numbers. So the August numbers of what we're experiencing right now, that's going to be released next month. I hate to be pessimistic, but I feel like we're probably going to see a bit of a negative fall next month.
You think so? Really? You think the Delta variant is going to have that bigger an impact on us going to stores and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know, man. I've been going back and forth on this. It's like, yeah. I see these numbers, less people are comfortable, but I know in my life, especially rocking a vaccination plus wearing a mask, usually indoors now, I'm super comfortable. Like, I went to the bar last night. My wife and I went to a restaurant after we went to this thing at a bar. I went to a stadium over the weekend for this big event, crowds of people. So, clearly I'm comfortable.
Definitely. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I feel pretty comfortable going out to eat as well. Just like you said, with the vaccination and the mask when necessary. I think it's very different from maybe this time last year when we didn't have the vaccine. And so there's just so much general confusion and lack of knowledge about, like, can I get it at the mall? Can I get it if I'm outside? Do I have to wear the vaccine on the subway? Things like that. So I think now there's a little bit more clarity. So I wonder if we'll actually see the Delta variant impact retail sales next month. I guess we have to wait for those results to come in. But just anecdotally, I would imagine that people are a lot more comfortable nowadays, especially with, like we said, the tandem protections that we have, going out and spending money the way they used to. So I'm not surprised that it was only 0.4%, because I feel like it was increasing for almost the 3 months prior, right? So the idea that it stayed more or less stagnant through the summer months makes sense to me. But I guess we'll have to see what the August numbers look like.
And what I didn't even mention is restaurant sales grew. So yeah, like people are going out to eat. Speaking of restaurant sales, Ebere, what else do you know about retail?
Well, James, here is the second thing that we know about retail. So as of this week, there are 2 new American cities that have announced that they're going to require proof of vaccination in order to dine indoor at restaurants. So that is San Francisco and New Orleans. And this obviously comes after New York City, which was the first major market to announce this back a couple weeks ago. The mandate for San Francisco is going to go into effect this Friday, and it only applies to employees at these venues as well as those who are dining at the venues, but not for to-go orders, similar to the New York mandate. And in addition to just restaurants and other food places, it also applies to gyms, clubs, theaters, and any other entertainment venues, as well as any event that's going to have more than 1,000+ people. Any event that's that large is going to they're going to require proof of vaccination in order to enter. So that's obviously, another sort of big step in this sort of vaccine mandate debate. Definitely encouraging to see that a city as big as SF and, a city as big as New Orleans is taking this on. And actually, there is an organization called the San Francisco Bar Alliance, which represents over 500 bars in the San Francisco area. And they actually started requiring vaccines for anyone's coming to their establishments 2 weeks ago. So it's definitely, the city catching up with what these organizations and establishments have already determined is the best path forward for them. So very, very good news. And as for New Orleans, we're going to see that they're going to start requiring proof of vaccination this coming Monday. So New Orleans is becoming the first city in the South to require vaccine mandates. I don't know about you, James, but I wondered if we would ever see any city in the South require this. No disrespect to our Southern, friends, but I did not see this coming at all. I don't know if you did.
Well, New Orleans is like a petri dish of a city. So absolutely. I feel like it's a good move on their part.
Yeah.
Especially like, oh man, like you've been there. You just went recently, right?
I did. I went back 4th of July weekend. I was out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you go down Bourbon Street?
I did. And I think I told you, James, my first impression upon coming back was that place is pretty dirty. Right? I had been before once and I had a beautiful time the first time. And I had a great time this time too. But this time I was way more attuned, maybe because of COVID and all that stuff. And I was just like, wow, this place is, no disrespect, filthy. So I definitely think it's a good idea for them to get on board with this. And New Orleans actually reinstituted their mask mandate back on July 30th, which is something that New York City and San Francisco have yet to do. So it appears that they are taking this a lot more seriously and are doing their best to try to curb the spread. And I think that makes sense when you look at just the relative vaccination rates for those 2 cities. So for San Francisco, 85% of the population older than 12 years old has received at least 1 dose. 78% is fully vaccinated, which is even better than New York City. I believe last time I checked, we were at 66% fully vaccinated. So SF is doing a great job. I wonder if it has anything to do with relative populations or if there's just a general, Silicon Valley has an influence and a trust of science that's permeated the entire SF area. But that's, great numbers. But when you look at New Orleans, on the other hand, they only have 38% of their population that's fully vaccinated. And in addition to that, there have been record numbers of cases fueled by the Delta variant in Louisiana, and 90% of hospitalizations right now are unvaccinated people. So New Orleans seems to be taking, these measures very seriously. And I hope that it's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a good word for this. I can't think of it, but I'm hoping it'll be a signal or a nice thing for the rest of the South to follow suit. Right. A portent is the word I was looking for. I'm hoping it'll be a portent of more good news to come for the South.
Things to come.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. And I do want to say before we move on, huge fan of New Orleans, one of my favorite
Definitely.
cities. It's just
Agreed.
Bourbon Street is really, I'm not 25 anymore, so Bourbon Street isn't as appealing to me.
Neither am I. So I
But
agree.
there's so many great things. Huge lover of that city. So I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea as we joke about it.
All the respect due to that amazing city. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful place. But Bourbon Street definitely is there's cause for concern there. But I think overall, this is still better than, having a full shutdown like we did last year. And again, since we have these protections now, these are the vaccinations, it makes sense that we would mandate these as opposed to closing down these businesses, because cases are going up. And again, new record includes the previous peaks of last year. So we need to do something to try to curb the spread. And I think this will be a good measure. I have not been to a restaurant in New York City yet since they issued the mandate here. To my knowledge, it started at the beginning of this week, and it'll start to be enforced in September by, city officials and stuff like that. But I have started to see the signs go up in windows saying, vaccination proof required for indoor dining. And I'm actually going to dinner tonight in Brooklyn. So I think tonight will be the first time. I'll see if at the door if there's a bouncer who's checking vaccine cards or anything like that. I don't know what the actual protocol is going to be, but I'll be sure to report back.
I want to get a plastic laminate for my card and just wear it around my neck and just be like
a lanyard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One more thing. I've got now 3 upcoming retail conferences that I'm going to go to between now and December, and all 3 are requiring proof of vaccination. So it's almost like that's going to be a new ticket for entry, for a lot of retail.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it'll ultimately work to our collective benefit. So excited to see that sort of mentality picking up steam. But I mean, James, tell me, what else do you know about retail?
Well, Ebere, now it's time for the third thing that we know about retail. It's time to talk Taco Bell. I feel like just not that long ago, we were talking about a new Taco Bell prototype, the mobile. What was it called? Mobile. I'm totally blanking. Taco Bell Go, I think. Mobile order. We'll get to it. I have a photo of it, but there's a new one, and it's called Defy, which is a little bit ominous of a name.
A little bit, yeah, definitely.
It's sort of the Death Star of Taco Bell's, if this picture is to be believed. But this is a new Taco Bell prototype that's breaking ground this month. It's not going to open up until next summer, but it's sort of like the Taco Bell mobile concept, but on steroids. So check this out. It's got 4 drive-through lanes. It's 3,000 square feet, 2 stories. 2 of those drive-through lanes are for mobile pickup and order only. So the way it works is if you've ordered ahead on your Taco Bell app, you drive up, scan a QR code on some drive-up kiosk, and then it tells you, okay, pull ahead. There's no humans for these lanes. It's a automated lift system where it goes and it delivers the food to you without you ever interacting with the person. They haven't released any photos or renderings of what that's going to look like. Just those photos I showed you there. But that's like what I'm really looking forward to, seeing how that works and if it's smooth and it's a good experience.
I have 2 thoughts. One is a comment, one is a question. The comment is the robots are winning. So
right? They've already won.
They've already won, right? And here's another example of the robot. They've gained speed, and I don't know. We should be nervous anyway. My second one, the question is, James, I was wondering how much are you into mobile or like ordering before you go somewhere? Like, are you still kind of pulling up somewhere and ordering when you get there, or have you gotten into the habit of ordering online first and going to pick it up?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of when I do takeout, ordering ahead. For sure. And it traditionally has been calling ahead, but now I've got a growing number of apps. Now, I'm not a big Taco Bell person, but Jimmy John's, McAllister's, Five Guys, those are some of my lunch places. I just had lunch at Five Guys and I ordered ahead. I have the same burger I eat every time. It's just like order it, and by the time I get there, it's ready to go. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. I love it too. Anytime I go Chopped, Sweetgreen, Chipotle, Kava, any of those fast casual places for lunch, I'm, strictly an order ahead person now. Whereas I used to go and wait in line like a plebe or something, right? And now technology has, I'm up to speed with the new tech. So just wanted to know if you were in on that too. But I think it's a great idea, and I think it's gonna be great for Taco Bell too, especially having this drive up that's only for mobile orders. I think that is sometimes when I go to Starbucks, I get a little caught up with having to go inside versus can I pick up my order that I ordered ahead in the drive-through. So having a lane just for mobile is going to be, really, really great for them.
Oh, and that Starbucks app too. We had a new Starbucks open up. I live out in the boonies, but now Starbucks is everywhere. There's actually a Starbucks in my little town of like 10,000 people. And we have a Starbucks now, just opened up a couple of months ago. But now that my wife knows it's there, anytime I'm driving near there, she knows that I can quickly make her order for her, what is it? Chai cappuccino. Thai. Thai. What am I talking about? I can quickly make the order and just pick it up on the way. So we've been getting a lot more Starbucks because of that, because that's there and because of the app.
That's what they wanted. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you probably remember the Go Mobile that Taco Bell announced last summer. So that is kind of the small footprint and, just really based about drive-through and for mobile pickup orders. They have opened 13 of these so far, but they've got another 85 of these in the pipeline. Wow. So that is really the Taco Bell of the future, is really focused around digital. And if you think about it, just like think about how we interact with this food, like clearly that's what we want. It's for me, it's a fast lunch, and that's what I love about it.
Agreed.
What's your favorite fast food?
Favorite fast food? Wendy's. I don't even think.
Really?
I don't know what it is in the there was a long period of my life where I was off fast food for the most part, and I recently got back into Wendy's. So something about those nuggets is when they brought the spicy nuggets back. That's when they won me back as a consumer. So I have to say they're top of the list for me. What about you? My
go-to in my area is Five Guys. I think their burgers are out of sight. My favorite in the world is probably In-N-Out Burger, and then and Shake Shack is a close second. I love Shake Shack, and it's extra special. Both of those are extra special because neither of those are in my area. So when I travel, I hit them up.
Yeah.
Well, Ebere, I think it's time to get into the retail challenge. In order to do that, we need to bring in Heather Levesque. Heather, you take yourself off mute and join us.
Hi, guys.
Hey. So, Heather, are you ready for the retail challenge?
I am so ready. Highlight of my day.
All right. So, Heather is our SVP of retail marketing at JLL, and she's also today's retail challenger. Heather, I tailored this one for you. I happen to know you're a big fan of holiday movies.
I am.
Yes. And so we've got some questions about retail things in holiday movies. I still got to tie it to retail. I asked Ebere beforehand if he was a big holiday movie fan, and it doesn't sound like he really is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask the question. We're going to have Ebere give it a shot first. Okay. And then we'll swoop in and see how you can do. And we'll be Ebere, you can follow keep score if you want. I mean, this isn't too serious, but we'll see if you can get, I believe there's 5 questions. So if you get 3 or more right, Heather, we'll declare you a winner of the retail challenge.
Well, I wish you the best, Ebere.
I wish you the best. I'm the champion at this, so welcome.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. So I'll describe a retail-related holiday situation. I'm going to give you 2 movies to choose from. You just have to tell me which movie I'm talking about. Everyone right, you say correctly, you get a point. If you are watching along live, you can also play along with us. Just type your answers in the comments section. If you're the first person to get the correct answer in the chat, you're the winner. Now, because of the way our streaming works, we're on a delay. So we're not going to be able to give winners who are playing along a shout out at this time. but we're working on changing that for the future. So hopefully we'll be able to figure this out in the future where there won't be a delay and we'll be able to interact with people live. But anyway, play along at home, everybody. Man, I got a frog in my throat today. All right, so here we go. We've got 2 movies to choose from. The Place is Higbee's department store on Santa's lap. The Gift is a Red Ryder carbon action 200-shot range model air rifle. Is it Elf or A Christmas Story? Ebere, you go first.
I'm gonna say Elf because of the department store location.
All right, dude, you really don't know your Christmas movies. Heather, what do you think it is?
A Christmas Story, of course.
I kind of gave it away, but I knew you would know this one.
And can we just say how creepy and scary the Santa was in that movie? Just saying.
In Christmas Story? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit scary, no doubt about it. Okay. So you got our first one correct. Here's our second one. These are going to be the 2 that we're going to choose from this time. So The Place is the Saguaro Square Mall in Phoenix, which I can tell you is fictional, having lived in Phoenix. The plot: Santa and his elf plan to rob the mall. Is it Bad Santa or The Santa Claus? And Ebere, you can go first.
Wow, I think I've seen Bad Santa too, but I don't. I'm going to say Bad Santa because robbing is bad. So we'll go with that.
What's the answer, Heather?
Bad Santa.
Okay, you are correct. The answer is Bad Santa. And yes, he's very bad. He does a lot of bad things in that movie.
Yeah.
He does. I will say I'm always focusing on the positive during the holidays. So Bad Santa is not one of my top faves.
Okay. Got it. All right. So here's 2 more to choose from. So this one, the year is 1947. The place is the Macy's flagship at Herald Square in New York. The man is the real Kris Kringle. Is the movie Miracle on 34th Street or White Christmas? Ebere, what do you think?
I feel confident that it's the Miracle on 34th Street.
I mean, I guess the address kind of gives it away.
With the Macy's, I'm like, it better not be anything else.
All right. So Heather, what do you got?
Same thing. Miracle on 34th Street.
Now, is this a go-to a movie that you're a fan of?
The original, the remakes, love it. Absolutely love it. Classic.
Yeah. I've seen it. It's been a while. Like I've definitely seen it, but I should go back and revisit it. What's the best one? Because there's been a bunch of remakes, right?
Honestly, I think it's the original. Just the storyline and the scenery, and just back in the day with the department store, it was just fantastic. And they talk about marketing in it, so I like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Here's your 2 movies to choose from. The time is Christmas Eve. The Gift is the Turbo Man action figure. And the plot: can a father find that Turbo Man action figure and fulfill a promise to his son? Ebere, Jingle All the Way or The Christmas Gift?
You know, I feel like you're trying to trip me up because the title of The Christmas Gift would imply that there's a gift that's being sought after. But the poster of Jingle All the Way makes me believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger is trying to find something for his son. So I'm going to go with Jingle All the Way.
Heather, what do you say?
I can honestly say I don't know. These are 2 that aren't go-to, so I'm going to go with Jingle All the Way.
All right. Well, you guys are both right. It's Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and I think I might have caught part of this on TV at one point. But yeah, Arnold is battling against Sinbad. That's the other person there to get the last Turbo Man action doll, and it was based on the big Cabbage Patch thing. Like in like it was like 86, the Cabbage Patch doll came out, and people were like getting in fist fights at the mall to get the last one. Did you get Heather? Did you?
Yeah, you look back at that and you go, "What was the big deal about?"
I know. Well, it's always like that.
That's like any craze, yes. The beanies.
The Furby. What was the big deal about the Furby?
The Beanie Babies. Oh, yeah.
Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's never worth fighting over.
Whoa.
It's worth fighting over.
Slow your roll there, Ebere. That's a damn good chicken sandwich.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, so we've got one more, and here's our two movies to choose from, two more classics. So the time is Christmas Eve in 1945. The place is the Bailey Brothers Building and Loan, and the plot is an $8,000 bank deposit has gone mysteriously missing. Eberry, is it It's a Wonderful Life or Christmas in Connecticut?
Okay, I have truly no idea. No, I'm not getting any clues from either of these. I was gonna, when you said the bank person, I was gonna say whoever's in a suit might be a banker, but they're both wearing suits. So I will go Christmas in Connecticut. Why not?
Okay, Heather, what do you got?
It's a Wonderful Life. And James, remember, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
That's right. Pottersville.
That's right.
Potter. Okay,
Bailey
so
Building and Loan.
So Eberry, you got that one wrong. It's a Wonderful Life. And that's probably the most famous, popular overall holiday movie, at least in the States, wouldn't you say, Heather?
Oh, I would say total classic, feel good, inspiration of how one person can make an amazing difference in so many people's lives. So I love that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid movie, and it's watchable too. Like, I've seen it a bunch of times over the years.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heather, favorite holiday movie?
Elf.
Okay.
For
So we
sure.
did hit your favorite.
You did.
I was gonna say mine is probably A Christmas Story, or not, the popular dude answer, which is true for me also, is Die Hard is my favorite movie that has a Christmas
movie.
I know it's not really, but there's Christmas music in it. It takes place around Christmas. But so Eberry, clearly not a big fan. Are there any holiday movies that you like?
As soon as you asked Heather, I started thinking of my own. And, I feel like there are some, but I can't think of a single one right now.
Charlie Brown Christmas?
Charlie Brown, that was a good one. I feel like it'd probably be something on Disney Channel or something.
Grinch?
Oh, there were a bunch of Disney Channel original movies. There was one, I forgot what it was called, but they like had a weather machine and they made it snow, and then somebody's dad got his flight delayed. It was a whole thing. The Ultimate Christmas Gift, I think it was called. It was a Disney Channel original movie.
Oh.
That would be my it's the one that comes to mind.
I got to give a big shout out to the Grinch with Jim Carrey, because at first I didn't like it, and over the years I've fallen in love with it. So it's another fave. I like the humor and the classics.
Yeah, a lot of people like that one.
Yeah.
So Heather, I'll tie it into JLL. We're about to start running our holiday shopper survey to find out what people's consumer budgets are going to be like this holiday season. I think they were up last year despite COVID. What's your guess? You think they're going to be up again?
I think it's going to be up again. I think that people are going to want, because they're going to be going to more family celebrations. There's going to be more in-person things happening. I think people just want to celebrate. I'm all for sales being up. I personally am committed to contributing. You have my commitment.
Where's your go-to holiday shopping spot?
Oh gosh, I am a professional shopper for myself and others. So I go everywhere. Home decor places. I love at home. I love home goods. I'll go to the department stores, or even good old Target is a great resource to find some great things. So yeah.
Depends who you're shopping for, right?
Yeah, I like to search and make it very personable. So I do some .com showrooming. I'll look online, and then if I can get it in store, I will. If not, I order it online.
Yeah, love it. So Eberry, did Heather win the retail challenge?
It would appear Heather won 5-3. So congratulations.
Honestly, I would have been disappointed in myself if I did not, given that they call me, my nickname is Mrs. Claus. So I need to uphold my reputation. So thank you, Eberry, for throwing it for me.
You earned it. Don't worry, it was all you.
Yeah. He just really doesn't know about holiday movies. All right. Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have you back on again, maybe during the real holidays instead of holidays in August. So have a good one. We'll talk again.
Yeah. Love your scoop. Happy to come back. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye. So Eberry, for folks who enjoy this show, I want to give you a recommendation, and it is called Where We Buy. And it is an audio podcast where I interview some of the most interesting people in the retail world. The latest episode is with Dr. Wided Bata, who's a French retail experience expert, and we really get into it. She's like developed a whole theory about retail experience that we dig into.
Wow.
So if you want to check it out, go on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to podcasts and search for Where We Buy and hit subscribe. Or you can go on the web at wherewebuy.show.
And if you like this show, please be sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and click on the little bell icon so that you're notified when new shows come out each week. Or you could go and follow the JLO retail page on LinkedIn. And you can also find us on the web, where there's a new show posted every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern at everythingweknow.show.
Awesome. So, Ebere, what else? I know we're out of time, but what else do you know about retail?
James, I will tell you more next week.